Welcome to the world of invention, creativity and discovery. Here's an opportunity for all of us to explore the ocean of knowledge. This show is all about emerging trends in science and technology, math, quiz, facts and much more. So friends, get ready to listen Tech Toast with Science Spread with your RJ Vidya only on Radio Udan. You can hear this show every Monday from 7 to 8 pm and rebroadcast every Tuesday from 2 to 3 pm. To contribute any article or information regarding science, math or technology, or to give your valuable feedback or suggestion, please send a mail to ttwithss@gmail.com. That is ttwithss@gmail.com or vidya.y@radioudan.com. That is vidhya.y@radioudan.com. Or you can also give your feedback by visiting the website www.radioudan.com. Hi friends, hope you all are doing great. Today in our show we have various interesting topics. As always, we have 3 sections, one for technology, one for math and one for science. So are you all ready? Shall we start? Here we go. First, as always, let's start with the technology section. In technology section, we have an interesting topic which all of you would have heard. If you wouldn't have heard this term, it wouldn't have been possible for you all to listen this radio. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Of course, it's internet. So because of internet, all of us are able to communicate at present. I'm able to talk and you're able to listen. It's all because of amazing technology which is called as internet. Internet, as I believe, is really a boon to mankind. Don't you think so? How many of us can stay without internet? India is a developing country, doesn't have proper internet access, but still at least 50% of them are extensively using internet. Nowadays we have smartphone and then we have tablets, iPhones. So there is a way to access internet. You don't have to have a computer always in order to access internet. All of us keep using internet every time, and for me, I can't believe a day when I don't have internet. It's seriously so boring. Now after talking so much, what exactly is internet? What would you imagine when I say the word internet? Is it a device? Or is it a cable? Or something that doesn't exist? That is not visible? So let's know what exactly is internet. Internet is nothing but network of networks. Don't be surprised by this term network of networks, because I'm going to explain what a network is. In simple English, what is network? It's nothing but many things that is connected, that is together and that is connected. The same thing even applies to internet. So what exactly is network in terms of computer science is, there will be various computers, and in order to share the data between computers, they will be connected. This connection is nothing but network. So internet is network of networks. It's not only network, but it's network of networks. As I told you, there are various computers that are connected. Now how will this be connected? There are various things like fiber optics or coaxial cable, etc. So let's not go into technical details of how networks are formed. But remember one thing, network is nothing but various computers that are connected just to share data or even to communicate. Now, there are three types of networks. One is local network, that is nothing but local area network, LAN. That is various computers within a building or a campus are connected together. MAN is nothing but metropolitan area network, where computers of a country are connected. And when all computers of the world are connected worldwide, it is nothing but wide area network. So, internet, what it does is it connects various networks. First thing I told you, LAN is nothing but local area network, where within a campus or a building, various various computers are connected. This is LAN. Now, internet is actually, it connects various networks of these networks. That means various networks, such networks, small networks are connected together. This is how it's possible for entire world to share and access information wherever you may be. If someone's in India and other one is in Africa, it's possible to communicate just because internet connects various networks. Having spoken so much about internet, I hope you all got an idea. And many people confuse between internet and World Wide Web. www, obviously you would have heard, because to access any website you need to type www there. It's nothing but World Wide Web. It is not internet, it's quite different from internet. What exactly World Wide Web does is, it has various software applications wherein you can access the information and distribute the information that is stored on internet. It's not internet, but it is applications that helps you to distribute and also access the information. Suppose when you download a file, say in torrents, you are actually getting the data from someone's computer. How are you getting it? It's obvious. You're getting it through www. And internet is not centralized. That means I told you it's not just a device which has all the information of the world and all computers are connected to that device. Imagine if things would be like that, what would have happened is, imagine something happens to the device, then no internet for the entire world. So it wouldn't be feasible. So it's nothing but information is stored on various computers, and these computers are connected by networks, and a group of computers will be connected by networks, and internet will be nothing but network of networks. That means it connects various networks. Let's know about the history of internet. Do you think internet evolved in one day? Obviously not possible. 1 year? Not possible. 10 years? Not possible. It is evolving since 50 or 60 years, and even now it's evolving. It's just like evolution. Evolution, we all have heard about it in biology. See, human beings are so complex. Do you think we were created within a single day and all the complexities that we are made of came in one day? No, right? Human beings have evolved over billions of years. Instead of going to biology now, we'll come back. Biology evolution, let's seriously talk about it because it's very interesting, but not in this show. In our coming show, I'll give you facts of how we were evolved and basically about evolution. So internet the same way has not come in a single day. It has taken years to evolve. How did this internet start? First, when computer networks started to complicate, then people thought of connecting various networks. First of all, you should be able to share data between computers through a network, and only then you can think of expanding it across networks. So this is how people thought of internet, idea of internet. People thought about the idea of internet because of this. Now in 1960s, projects were undertaken to connect various networks. And this project was taken by US military. It just connected computers within a university or something, and it was called as DARPANET. It just had a dozen of network computer systems of universities or institutions, etc., and it allowed sharing of data. But this data was restricted to a particular university, it not worldwide. So, once researchers and all started using this through email, then people thought of internet. Email, as I had told you in previous show, that it is one of the most widely used applications. 75% of the internet traffic is because of email. And it was one of the first applications of internet too. Once the idea of internet started, then there were many business hosts which were called as internet service providers. They are nothing but they provide services to the users. How it works is, they provide dial-up access to internet. That means, if an individual or business opens an account with the internet service provider, they can actually dial into this internet service provider's computer. And when they dial into the computer, this computer will help the user connect to the internet. So you are not directly connecting to the internet. First you are dialing it to ISPs, that is ISP is nothing but internet service provider. You are first dialing into their computer, and through their computer you are able to connect to internet. And even after internet was evolved, only people from government, military and academics would use the internet. It was not that popular. Then do you wonder how it became popular? Obviously, there was a major step that was undertaken in 1991 by National Science Foundation. It's nothing but NFS. It actually allowed commercial access to internet. That means it became worldwide famous. Because of this, many business organizations and other agencies also started using internet. It became commercial, right? So businesses and all started using internet because it was much faster and easier to communicate and also to attract customers, to advertise and all these things. So obviously businesses started using this. Because of this, internet traffic grew. Because many people in the world were using. So as a result, internet traffic grew. And many businesses spent heavily to improve this internet. Because of the traffic, sometimes people were not able to open the website, or sometimes their server would crash. So because of this, businesses spent heavily in order to improve the net traffic and also to attract customers. Now because of this, there was competition between various hardware and software suppliers and also communication carriers. And because of this, internet bandwidth was too high. That means the data usage was too high, and because many people were using internet, the cost naturally went down. It's like in economics we would have studied law of supply and demand, something of that sort. When demand increases, supply decreases, like that. When bandwidth increased, the cost naturally decreased because the demand was too high. All the people wanted it. Now, how do you make it available to general public? Obviously, you have to decrease cost, or else how will all people use? And everyone wanted to use because the internet use is very easy and you get everything on your fingertips. So who would not want to use it? So because of this, bandwidth grew and naturally cost decreased. This is all about history of internet. Coming to the uses of internet, should I tell you about it? You will know most of it, but still let's take a look at it. Without internet, there's nothing these days. It's like a boon to all of us. And India has 75% villages. You all know that. And internet access is very difficult because I told you the cost has decreased, but still many people cannot use it because many people stay below poverty line. But even then, can you believe that people of villages also use Facebook and all other applications like people from cities? Because they have smartphones and various devices which enable them to use internet. Internet influences various aspects of our life. Almost everything is done through internet. All those things that was thought as science fiction before 10 years are no more fiction. It's all reality now. First thing that I'd like to tell you about internet application, the first use is finding information. Everything is readily available for you now, just if you have an internet. Even if you don't get the exact information, at least appropriate information about each and everything in this world will be available on internet. Basically, you don't need to go to a library like those previous generation people and take few books and explore information, nothing of that sort. Just everything is on your fingertip. Just open your internet and type something and you will get search results and you can explore the appropriate websites. And how is searching possible is because of search engines. Search engines are nothing but they're just websites, just like any other website. But what they do is they sort information. Now when you perform a search, what they do? They take the most appropriate results and sort it. And they give you results in the form of links. That means when you click the link, you can directly enter the website, appropriate website. Say suppose you are searching for, if you are searching for Bangalore. Okay, so you type in Google Bangalore. Then what happens, it gives you frequently used websites. Okay, like maybe Wikipedia, or say there's a first result will be Wikipedia because all the information will be there. Next will be Bangalore.com in case such website exists, I'm not sure. Like that. If it's used more, then that website also will be listed. You just need to click on those appropriate links and it will take you to the website and you can find the information. Now how? If it's just a website, I told you that most frequently used results will be sorted and links will be given. But how? You need to store all the data somewhere, right? So there is a thing called as database. Database has various data that is stored. It will be stored in the form of tables and it can be easily retrieved whenever you want it. So search engines have databases and from these databases they take the appropriate information and give you. An example of search engine, as you all know, Google.com. Google.com is the most widely used search engine now. There is something called as meta search engine as well. In meta search engines, they also give you results, but there's nothing like the website has a database and from the database you are getting all the data. Nothing like that. It just directly takes the information from other search engines and gives you in the form of links. So saving is not required. That means all the data need not be saved in the database. Example for meta search engine is nothing but msn.com. It's www.msn.com. This is all about searching information. You can find anything and everything in this world easily on your fingertips if you just have internet. Second thing that we cannot forget talking about is communication. So, man is a social animal, as we all have heard. Without communicating, how would it be possible? Before, when we didn't have telephones, we were exchanging letters, then came telephones, then now internet, which has even made life much easier. There are various ways you can communicate using internet. First thing is email. Email we all know because we had an entire session about it. But still I'm going to tell you what exactly is email. It's just like a letter, but it is electronic mail. You send information from one computer to other computer just through a network. That means you send a message to your friend and she or he receives it in hers or his inbox. This is all about email. Second, we have blogs. Blogs are very popular. Blogs are used to make money, or they're even used to share personal experiences. Suppose you want to write your autobiography. Can everyone write autobiographies and publish? It's not possible. If you want to write each and every day's experience, you can just create a blog and put it there. Or any stories that you want to write or poems for other readers to read. So everyone in the world can access that blog. And they can post comments for you to improve. This is why blogs are used, and various advertisements also will be posted through your blog, and sometimes you can earn money too. Suppose your blog is very creative and very attractive and there are many readers visiting your blog, and so you can get advertisement from companies and put it in your blog so that the companies will pay you. It all depends on your writing skills. If you're seriously good at writing, you can consider blogs for making money too. Next is social networking. Social networking, you can just share anything. I have seen people sharing status like had my dinner, I went to bed, all these sort of each and everything basically. We have Facebook, Twitter, etc. to share such information. You can share your photos. You can connect with your friends whom you have met before 15 years also. If you know their name, you can just search for them and just add them to your Facebook account or any social media for that matter and connect with all of them. You can basically know where they are and their profile, and also you can post pictures and even sometimes get nice information from other groups. For example, there's a group called Science Alert which posts various updates of science. So you can get even such information from Facebook and Twitter and all of these. And also you have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is nothing but for all the professionals. If you want a job or you want to know more about some others from your field of choice or from the same career, you can always subscribe to LinkedIn and you can make friends. It is also a form of social networking. And coming to YouTube, YouTube is nothing but people share many videos and audios in YouTube and you can watch, or even you can share videos, and if you give your link to your friend, so they can watch the video and post appropriate comments. And we have something called as chat rooms. That is like, you can speak to your friends, or you can even send instant messages. That means you just send something, it reaches them and then they reply. For example, had your dinner, if you send, they'll reply yes or no. You will immediately get it. That is nothing but instant messages. And you have forums. Forums are if you want any information. For example, you have created a website. Your readers who visit your website can ask you questions. and say you have posted something about music. Now they can ask you questions through forums and you can reply them. It's just like discussion that will go on and on. For this, forums are used. One more popular thing in communication is Skype. Skype, as we all know, it has replaced phones these days. At least for international calls and all, we don't have to spend so many rupees. Like I have heard that before people used to spend 15 rupees just for 5 seconds. Now we don't have to spend even a single paise. Suppose there are parents in India and someone's kid is studying in US. So instead of spending so much, you can just call your parents through Skype. Skype is a free service which was introduced by Microsoft. So everyone can communicate. You can send instant messages, you can do voice call, or you can see people. That is, you can do a video call and you can talk with multiple friends at once also. That is called as conferencing. And video conferencing is very popular these days. Even if there are meetings or something, then suppose some company is situated in USA and it has branches in India. If you want a meeting, everyone can connect through Skype and make a video conference call so that you can see everybody at once and you can also share information. It will just be like personal talk itself. There's no difference. Next application is shopping. So many things are available these days. You don't have to go to a shop and buy them if you want something. Say you want a pair of shoes, or you want dress, or you want a computer. You don't have to search each and every stall for all these things, and you don't have to roam the streets to find this, or you don't have to go to a mall. Sitting at your home, you can just buy them. There are various websites like Flipkart, eBay, Amazon, etc., which have implemented e-commerce. E-commerce is electronic commerce. That means business happens electronically. There are various options to buy your things that you require. Like cash on delivery. That means you can just order your products and they will get it home and then you can pay them. Or you can even do it through credit cards directly online. Each and everything will be available on your fingertips. Even if people want food and they're lazy to cook, what they do is just order online. And there are free deliveries these days. And people come home and give you food. Everything, each and everything is available in your fingertips. Next comes leisure and entertainment. Always studying or interacting with friends will not be the only thing that we do. Even we want some sort of entertainment. So for this we have games. Games like educational games maybe, like quiz, math, etc. Or it can even be online games. You can play with many people at a time online, or else you can download games and play it whenever you are free without the internet connection. And for blind people, you have audio games. Even it works like other sort of games itself, but you have voice coming up. For each and everything you press, it instructs you what to do next. That means text to speech will be implemented in these kind of games. And there are some entertainment games like, Monopoly or cards that you can pass your time playing. And listening to music also has become very popular. And because of this internet, it's even more popular. Smartphone. If you have a smartphone, you cannot imagine a person not listening to music, even having a smartphone. You can listen to live streaming, or even you can listen to MP3, etc., which are already stored. Now what you are listening is live streaming. I am talking and you are hearing, it's live. But tomorrow when you listen this same show, it is just rebroadcast. And there are other applications like reading books, like e-books, audiobooks, etc. Now you don't have to spend so many rupees to buy a single book. If you want to read 1,000 books, if you are a reader of books and you love reading books, you don't have to spend 200 or 500 rupees for each and every book. Books are available in electronic formats, maybe in image format or Word, etc. And everything can be downloaded through internet to your personal computer, or you can visit their website and also read online. You don't have to buy books. And watching videos, as I told you, is even more popular. If any new movie comes, no one goes to theaters. Yeah, people go, I don't deny that, but everybody won't go to theater and start watching. There are many torrents and other things, and you just download movies and start watching. Or even in YouTube, you have so many full-length movies where you can just watch movies. And popular application is reading newspapers, etc. Everyone will want to be updated with latest news, right? So morning, if you just open the Hindu or Times of India, you can get all the updates, and even Google News is also very good source for it. And housewives and all, what they do is, sometimes if the power goes off, they start watching serials. Serials like, there'll be many television websites where you can find the missed episodes of serials also. And say you are staying in US and you are fond of some serial in India, what do? You don't have to miss these type of serials. You can watch it live on TV but through internet. Or suppose you're watching cricket and the power goes off and the cable is not working. So if you have a smartphone or something, you can actually watch live cricket. And there are various applications to explore the world, like satellite and mapping applications, like Google Maps, etc. Now if you want to know step by step how to travel to a particular destination, you can always use Google Maps. You can explore the world also. There are various travel sites where you can find out about tourist places. If you want to go to Italy, then you can find out what all places are there by visiting one of the websites, and you can find out about interesting tourist places in Italy very easily. And there are webcams that show in live other parts of the world also. And we have encyclopedias where you can find information about everything, almost everything, and also almanacs. There are other types of interesting applications. Say you are in your college and you are editing a Word document. Now what if you want this same Word document at home too? You are working in your college computer. How will you get it home? It's always not possible to mail yourself a copy of it. So you have various applications like Google Drive and Dropbox. If you just put your movies or videos or whatever Word document that you are editing or something that you really need, if you put into these applications, you can access it from any computer from any part of the world. If you just put them into the applications like Dropbox or Google Drive from your college, you can access it from your home. Even you can access it from USA or Sri Lanka. From any part of the world you can access. And one more thing is e-learning. E-learning has become very popular because of Skype and other applications. Now, if people want to learn Hindustani or Carnatic music, you don't have to go to, faraway places. People from villages also can use Skype or any video conferencing application, and your teacher can teach you from there. Or if you want to learn anything like programming or anything, people from any part of the world can teach you. You can have one-to-one communication and learn it because you have video and audio both. And there are various websites which host quizzes, Like you can take a banking exam and try it out yourself. Like indiabix.com is a website and you can take aptitude test and prepare for your interviews through this website and so on. So e-learning is very popular and I think it saves time, money and also energy. And teachers from any part of the world can sit at their home and earn money, and students from any part of the world can communicate with teachers from any part of the world very easily without having to go there and get a quality education. We have spoken enough about internet. Now you all know what is internet. It's nothing but it is not only a physical device. It's just it's not a physical device. It's nothing but network of networks. We have spoken about the history and applications also. Let's listen this song and then we'll continue further.
छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर पे लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी। आज पुरानी जंजीरों को तोड़ चुके हैं, यादें हैं उस मंजिल को जो छोड़ चुके हैं। चांद के दर पे जा पहुंचा है आज जमाना, नए जगत से हम भी नाता छोड़ चुके हैं। नया खून है, नई उम्र है, अब है नई जवानी। छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी। आओ मेहनत को अपना ईमान बनाए, अपने हाथों को अपना भगवान बनाए। राम की इस धरती को, गौतम की भूमि को, सपनों से भी प्यारा हिंदुस्तान बनाए। नया खून है, नई उम्र है, अब है नई जवानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी। छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी। हर जर्रा है मोतियां उठा कर देखो, माटी में सोना है हाथ बढ़ा कर देखो। सोने की ये गंगा है, चांदी की यमुना, चाहो तो पत्थर से चांद उगा कर देखो। नया खून है, नई उमंग है, अब है नई जवानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी। छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। हम हिंदुस्तानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी।
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो उड़ान, लाइफ ऑफ लाइफ।
प्रतिभा की पहचान,
प्रज्ञा की मुस्कान,
सबलांगों का साथी, ये है रेडियो उड़ान।
रेडियो उड़ान के प्रोग्राम्स की जानकारी के लिए, शोज में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए, किसी भी शो को फीडबैक देने के लिए, आर्काइव रिक्वेस्ट करने के लिए आरजे बनने के लिए और अपने फेवरेट आरजेस की प्रोफाइल्स पढ़ने के लिए लॉग ऑन करें www.radioudan.com, स्काइप आईडी रेडियो उड़ान, ईमेल mail@radioudan.com। रेडियो उड़ान, अ फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ।
Hi friends, now we are back. Now it's time for math section. Are you all ready to learn a new and wonderful trick? Let's start. This trick is very easy and can easily be done mentally. I'm very sure. Let me tell you what exactly is this trick. You don't need a calculator to multiply any number with 11. It may be two-digit number or 3-digit or even 4-digit number. I'll tell you how. Say you want to multiply 18 with 11. That is 18 into 11. You can do it very quickly. You will see how. So, consider 18 as two separate numbers. 1 is a separate number, 8 is a separate number. Imagine that you have a gap between these two numbers, between 1 and 8. 1, and then a gap, then 8. Now, how do you get this answer? Just add up 1 plus 8. You get 9. So, put this 9 where you have this gap. Now you have the answer as 198. This is the answer. Did you get it? Take 18 as two separate numbers. In between these two numbers you have a gap. Since 18 is 8, add 1 plus 8 which is 9 and put it in the gap so that you get the answer as 198. This was pretty simple. Now let's take little complex example. Say you want to multiply 28 with 11. Take again 28 as two separate numbers. That is 2, then gap, then 8. Now when you add up 2 plus 8, you get 10. So since you got two numbers, you cannot directly write this 10. So what you do is just put a 0 in this gap, and since you got 10, 1 was the carry. So carry this 1 and add it to 2. It's nothing but 308. Repeating again. Consider 28 as two separate numbers, which is 2, gap, 8. So 2 plus 8 is 10. Don't write 10 directly because 10 has two numbers, right? So in the gap just put 0. Now 1 is the carryover. You have to carry. From 10 if you write 0, 1 is remaining. So your left number was 2. Now add 1 to that, it becomes 3. It's nothing but 308. Now if you remember these two tricks, these two problems, you can easily solve any two-digit number multiplied by 11. So let's try with 3-digit number now. What if you want to multiply 132 with 11? Again it's simple. Always you should remember one thing. You should keep the units place as a separate number and the rest of the numbers as a separate number. And in between you have to give a gap. Say in 132, since 2 is in the units place, just take it as a separate number and 13 as a separate number. So 13, gap and 2. Now when you add up this 13 and 2, you get 15. Since 15 has two numbers, you cannot directly write 15. So just write 5 in the gap and carry over 1. Now the left number was 13. So 13 plus 1 is nothing but 14. So your answer is going to be 1, 4, 5, 2. Hope you got it. Now let's try one with multiplying 4-digit number with 11. Here I have taken 2, 4, 5, 6 into 11. Again the same method. Just take the units place as a separate number, that is 6 is a separate number and 2, 4, 5 as a separate number. So you have 2, 4, 5, then a gap, then 6. Now 245 gap and 6. Now you should add up 245 plus 6, you get 251. So just write 1 in this gap. Since it was 251, 25 will be your carryover. Now your left number was 245, right? And 25 was the carry. So 245 plus 25 is nothing but 270. So 270, write it to your left. In the gap you have written 1 and the right number was 6. So the answer will be 27016. Isn't it simple? I know first you may find it complicated, but as you try it becomes very easy. Just remember one thing, always units should be a separate number, the rest of the numbers should be a separate number and between there should be a gap. In this way you can multiply any number with 11 very easily. You don't have to use a long procedure of multiplying everything by 11, everything by 1 and again everything by 1. You can do it very easily and mentally also. So you don't need a calculator. Next time if you come across any situation wherein you have to multiply any number with 11, please remember to use this trick. Once you practice, it becomes very easy. Now it's time for our science section. After math section, finally, we are moving on to science section. This time in science section, we'll have a small quiz. I'm going to tell you the answers and also we'll know few facts. Next time, I'll try to reduce technology and we'll discuss something amazing and interesting in science. Science, as you all know, is a vast subject and it has so much to do, and each and everything is basically science. Let's explore this subject from next time. Let me decrease technology part and we'll concentrate on science. For now, I have 5 questions for you. See if you can answer these questions. The colored part of human eye that controls how much light passes through the pupil is called, let me repeat, the colored part of the human eye that controls how much light passes through a pupil is called, can you guess? It's nothing but iris. I-R-I-S. Moving on to the second question. There are few muscles in front of your thigh. And can you guess what are these muscles that are in front of your thigh called as? Have you ever thought of it? Or heard somewhere or read about it? Can you guess? Let me repeat. The muscles found in front of your thigh are called what? Answer is quadriceps. Q-U-A-D-R-I-C-E-P-S. Let me repeat. Q-U-A-D-R-I-C-E-P-S. Quadriceps. Third question. The innermost part of your bones contains what? The innermost part of your bone is called as what? Can you guess? It's nothing but bone marrow. B-O-N-E M-A-R-R-O-W. The innermost part of your bone contains bone marrow. Next question. What are the two holes in your nose called as? Let me repeat. What are the two holes in your nose called as? It's nothing but nostrils. N-O-S-T-R-I-L-S. N-O-S-T-R-I-L-S. The two holes in your nose are called as nostrils. Next question. You all have heard of DNA. DNA is very important because it determines that a child belongs to a parent and so on. Without DNA, you won't be able to get your identity. This question is related to DNA. The shape of DNA is known as what? What is the shape of the DNA known as? Answer is double helix. Spelling of helix? H-E-L-I-X. The shape of DNA is known as helix. These are the 5 questions that I wanted to ask you. Now, we'll know something about interesting facts. We're moving on to interesting facts and we have 5 of them. Did you know that few animals can produce electric shocks? Isn't it amazing and something strange? Imagine you touch an animal and it gives electric shock. How would you feel? So there are animals that can produce electric shocks. There is an animal called as electric eel. And do you know how much shock it can produce? It can produce shock up to 650 volts. Volts is a measure of power. That's how you measure power. And this electric eel can produce shock of up to 650 volts. One more interesting fact. Have you ever imagined a car going up? Obviously it goes down on the floor, but imagine a car flying, it going up. Is it possible? No, right? Because of gravity it's not at all possible. But there are few who have found this fact. In case you would drive your car straight upwards. If you do this, you can arrive in space just in 1 hour. Can you imagine? If you drive your car straight upwards, you can land in space. You can arrive in space just in 1 hour. But it's not possible because it's against science. We'll discuss about gravitation in coming shows and then you'll get to know why. But this is an interesting fact. Another fact, have you heard of blood vessels? Blood vessels basically carry blood to all the parts of your body. Now our body has so many blood vessels. You can never imagine. Each and every part of your body has blood vessels. And these blood vessels in few places are coiled up. In case you would remove each and every blood vessel and join it together to form a straight line, all the blood vessels of your body, in case you remove and join it, you can find that there are 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. The distance will be 60,000 miles if you join all your blood vessels. But in your body, since it's coiled and you have your blood vessels in different parts of your body, you will never know. But when you take out all these blood vessels and join it together, then it forms 60,000 miles. Have you all heard of Alexander Graham Bell? If he wasn't there, how would you start communication? Obviously, first we had letters, we all know. But for a letter to reach, it takes so long. And because of telephone, we have made communication much easier for all of us. Just one call, you can talk to anybody. And from telephones, you have got cell phones which you use now. But phones are not extinct. They are still used. And because of idea of phones itself, all these audio and video conferencing that we discussed in the internet applications came into existence. So, Alexander Graham Bell was nothing but he was the founder of telephone. He invented telephone. And when he was buried, entire US telephone system was shut down for a minute in his tribute. Can you believe the entire US having no telephone connections for 1 minute? People have incurred so many losses, and what if people had to convey some emergency messages at that time? But they didn't really care. In order to give him tribute, they had shut down the entire telephone system for 1 minute. The last fact, obviously we get light from sun, and have you ever wondered how long will light take to travel from sun's surface to the earth? How long will the light from the sun's surface take to reach the earth? It is approximately 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Even though it takes so long, there is no delay. We keep receiving sunlight. It has complicated concept involved. Maybe if we get a chance, we'll talk about how physics works also in coming shows. For now, we will just remember that light takes 8 minutes and 17 seconds to reach the earth from the sun. This was all for science section for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Next time, as I said, I promise you I will include something amazing in science, reducing the technology part so that we can explore science to greater depth. Till then, please give me feedback. You can always visit Radio Udan to give your feedback, or to give your feedback even you can send me a mail. Please send a mail to ttwithss@gmail.com or vidya.y@radioudan.com. That is vidya.y@radioudan.com. We'll meet next week at the same time with the same show. This is your RJ Vidya signing off. Till then, take care and bye.